Hey, high levelers, Daniel here, and I'm excited to bring you a complete video on AI employee. Now, this feature has been out for months. At this particular point, it's like a big hot topic. The big change was made back in October 2024, whenever High Level had its summit event. It kind of introduced AI employee. And the reason for that is because High Level kept getting so many AI tools that it was, this AI, that AI, this AI. And it's like, well, instead of calling everything just something AI, let's sort of bring it all together and package it. And that's kind of what High Level did. So they created something called AI Employee, which really consists of 6 different features inside of High Level. Now, I've seen other videos right now on people's channels, and right now I wanted to create this because nobody really goes over all the features in AI Employee, let alone nobody really covers the billing side, the setup side, some of the things that you would need to sell this particular service. They just go right into how you set the service up, which to me does you a disservice, because if you're going to be doing this, you need to know how to build this. You need to know, include it in your onboarding process. What do you need to do step by step once a client comes on that needs AI employee? What do you do and how you can configure it so that you can write that into some form of a standard operating procedure and then put that to your employees so that, or a virtual assistant, so that then they can do this in the onboarding step. So right now, let's hop into this and kind of go over all the features of AI employee. I'm going to make this, just very light, very easy, kind of give you some demos and a couple of cool things I found. So let's hop into it. Okay. The first of all, I want to start out with is just, I'm not going to go into the features right now. What I want to do is explain what's included with AI employee, the cost factors of the different models, and then where you would find that inside of High Level, because there are a couple of different places that you would need to configure this depending upon how the client wants to sign up for the AI employee feature. Now, moving forward here, AI employee, this is all the features that are included here. So let me kind of blow this up a little bit. So we get voice AI, funnels, and website AI, which, by the way, I'm just going to give you a heads up. The website AI is not out yet, just the funnel. We'll cover that in a little bit. Reviews AI, conversation AI, content AI, and workflow AI. So what are all these AI things? And I'm just going to do a little bit of an overview. I am going to dive deeper a little bit into the voice AI and conversation AI, and even some of the content AI and reviews AI, because these things really are necessary. But like funnels and workflow AI, those are kind of still in beta. So right now they're still being developed and very much probably going to change by the time they actually come out in their live version. So let's take a look at the pricing model real quick. So right now there's 2 pricing models with High Level when it comes to AI employee. By the way, I just need to put a plug for myself. I'm an affiliate of GoHighlevel, and you can become an affiliate of mine if you're out there and you're like, well, I've already signed up for High Level. And Ray, I'd love to be able to be your affiliate because I know you give all these cool bonuses and things like that. If you're signing up for AI employee, there is a reference code that you can use. I'll put the reference code in the description of this video. If you use my reference code for AI employee, when you sign up for the AI employee feature, then you can become an affiliate of mine as long as you get the unlimited plan. It doesn't work as far as the pay per usage, but High Level does compensate me if you get the unlimited plan for your client. So that's just a little plug for me, and also an opportunity if you really want to get all of my bonuses and get access to me and things like that. That another way that you can do that is sign up for that. And just to let you know, my reference code is just rayodaniel, all lowercase all together. So anyway, back to the presentation here. We've got 2 separate billing models: pay as you go and then unlimited. So right now, depending upon how your client is, if you've got a smaller client that really doesn't get a lot of phone calls, they don't get a lot of website traffic, they're not getting a lot of this type of stuff, they might need to do pay per usage. That might be a cheaper way to go than actually paying for the $97 unlimited plan. Now, I will let you know this: the $97 unlimited plan is not how much you charge your client. This is how much High Level charges you for this service. And I'm going to take a look and show you in the rebilling area or the reselling area where this is at, and how you can either include it in your package or allow them to pay for it themselves. Either way, this is why I wanted to show you how to do this first before we hopped into the features and looked at all this other cool stuff here. But the $97 is how much High Level charges you, not how much you charge your client for this, because you're obviously going to charge them more for an unlimited plan with all the AI features. But here's the breakdown. And if you like, it's just search for AI employee. I think that's what the topic is, AI employee overview. It's a really good help article, but I really wanted to show you this because these are the features that we're going to be going over. And I just wanted to kind of use this as a way to make sure I don't miss anything too. So right now, let's go ahead and hop into it and start going over the voice AI. So right now, let's go into one of our sub accounts, and I'm going to use my sort of fake digital marketing agency here. This is one I've used for my example. The company is called Global Agency, and it's just a fake marketing firm that I'm using for this. And what I want to do is go into settings and come over here on the left and go into voice AI agents. Now, this is where you would need to configure everything. Notice I don't have anything. It is really super easy to do this. Now, There's just a few steps involved, but before we do this, I do want to show you a little trick or tip to might make this a little bit better, and that's to go into your phone numbers area. So right now you will have to have a phone number. Now, in order for you to be able to utilize specifically conversation AI, you will need to have A2P registration done for your client because that involves outbound text messages. That's one of the channels that the conversation AI works with, just to give you a heads up. So it would just be better if you're going to have a client and they're going to have a high level number, just give them, set them up for being A2P compliant, go through that process as part of your onboarding, and you should be good to go. Now, one of the things I do want to show you here is on this right now, click on these little three dots and you want to go to edit configuration. And I want you to do this, click on this little call recording option right here. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but Highlevel can actually record all the phone calls that are coming in from this particular number. I personally think this is pretty cool. You don't have to turn this on and leave it on forever. You can actually turn this on for a little bit, but if you're just starting out with this, it's a good way for you as an agency to sit back and start looking at some of the leads that your clients are getting. And then from there, be able to say, okay, let me hear the conversation that the voice AI bot is having, how it gathers information, how it responds. And then you can do this as a way to improve the call to be able to make things better. So anyway, that's a cool thing that I wanted to at least let you know, that you can turn on that call recording. So you are going to hear the little thing, this call is being recorded. So that might be a little bit different for you, but that's the reason why it is, because I'm recording the conversation here because I want to record it. So hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to come here and let's just kind of clear a few things out, clean up and do some housekeeping here. I guess I should have done this before, but let's go ahead and clear this out. Make sure we can start from scratch. So here, if we come into settings and then go to voice AI, let's kind of start this particular process. So we're going to go ahead and create agent, get the basic screen. You can name your agent whatever you want. For this one, keep in mind, one agent is tied to one phone number. If you have multiple phone numbers, you can have multiple agents. Hopefully that makes sense. So right now, this is your agent name, which doesn't really matter. It's just a way to keep track of it internally. But the business name, Digi Global Agency, that's one of the things that's going to be required. So here, choose a particular voice. So I'm just going to choose this and just choose something else other than the default. Choose a time zone here. This is going to be very important here, just to be able to track and the call logs and things like that, the time and so forth. And then down here, you've got and let me blow this up a little bit here, scoot it over. You've got the agent's message. If you want to customize this, hey, you've reached Digi Global Agency. How can I help you today? Of course, you can customize that and make it whatever you want whenever somebody's answering the phone calls. But for the purposes of this, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just trying to show you some of the basics here. Now, in advanced settings, what you do get, this call timeout limit here, be careful, because right now I've heard a lot of people complain about this in the group and things like that, after 5 minutes, the call just drops and the call disconnects. This is the setting right here that you need to change in order to fix that. So right now, I do believe it says you can go up to a maximum of 15 minutes if we blow this up. So that's it. But if you wanted to do more than 5 minutes, if you think conversations are going to be longer than that, then by all means up this so that at 5 minute mark, this is where the AI agent just disconnects and hangs up. And then the person probably is going to call back and go through the whole process again. So just be careful about that. And then as far as the response speeds, this is the responses to the questions and things like that the AI agent has. Do you want it to be normal, brisk, fast? Do you want it to, hey, what's your name? Great. What is this? And it's like, how fast do you want the AI agent to sort of go? So I'm just going to keep it at normal and I'm just going to leave these settings, but I just wanted to at least let you know what they were. So we're going to go ahead and click on next. One of the things here, I'm going to show you the basic mode and then I'm going to switch to advanced mode. But either way, I would always have to highly recommend at this screen right here, you type in name, email address. If you want the address, if you're dealing with a service-based business that you're actually going to have to go on site, then of course you might want to have the address. I will do that. And then the contacts, issues, why they're calling, what's the purpose of it and stuff like that. That's going to be done. And what I want to do here is I do want to sit back and say, receive email notifications. Now, this can be a little bit of a pain for this one, but I tell you what, I'm going to hold off on doing that quite yet. And then when we go to the advanced configuration, I want to show you another type of thing that you could do that would be kind of cool to extend some of the things that the agent asks and how do you do that and stuff like that to gather more information. So right now, if you want to switch to advanced mode, you can do that here. I'm just going to do this round first, and then I'm going to move through and go through the advanced settings. So next here, we've got this right here, notice for the phone number. We come here, if we could select the phone number, that's just the one phone number that I've got. That's all I have. But notice right here, upgrade to an unlimited AI plan. So this is what the client sees. Okay, so if the client or the customer comes in to try to configure this agent, this is what they see. So if they want to upgrade, and the cost for upgrade is $127 per month. Remember, in the help article, it said you're being charged $97 a month. Now, $127 is what I have my settings for reselling set up here, and I want to take a look at that in just a minute. I just want to kind of make sure you see where this price is coming from, so then I can show you where it comes from. of what the client sees, or how you can actually include it in your monthly package if you want to, without them having to go through and put in their credit card like they're doing here. How do they just get the AI employee, either pay as you go or, full time, whatever that is, or not. So right now, this right here is unlimited, but right now, if they don't do this, then they're just doing pay as you go. So if you don't select that particular plan, pay as you go. If you click here and upgrade, then this is where I'm going to show you here when I'm done with this, how you go and set that stuff up at the agency level. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. Okay, so right now we've got a voice agent basically configured and ready to go. Now, before I get into this, because I know I'm going to forget to go back to it later, I'm going to go to the agency level and show you a few things. So here I'm going to switch back to agency view, and I'm going to come to the reselling tab here. So this is where all the stuff that you have inside of Highlevel, they allow you to mark that up for it. So all these things in here, I'm not going to go over everything, but I do want to go over this part right here, reselling the AI employee. This is where the $127 came from, the one that you just saw. If I change it to $197, then the client will see $197 when they try to upgrade. Hopefully that makes sense. But this right here is yours. And if I want to do $197, then that would mean I get $100 every month. Every month I get an extra $100. This is one time. Every month that they get charged this, they're going to be charged. And then that you make $100, per client every month that's using this. So that could be beneficial. So I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to do any of that stuff right now, but this is one way that you can actually have your clients buy it inside of their package. If you're building sort of an AI package, or you're building, I guess the services that you want to sell, and you want to include AI employee in with the package. So this means that they wouldn't necessarily have to go through and click on the upgrade and pay for it separately. Because keep in mind, they're paying you in that scenario that we looked at here, the previous one, they're paying you whatever your software cost is per month. And then when they click on that little button that says upgrade and they pay $127, that's on top of the subscription that you're already charging them for the software. So that's additional costs. So again, that's what happens. And this is how much money you would make whenever they do that. Now, if you didn't want to do it this way and you wanted to include it, then you would actually come up into your sub accounts. You would include this as part of your onboarding process. You would onboard them like normal, but whenever their account is created and get all set up, you would come in here, and I'm going to find just this Digi Global Agency here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on it to open it up. Here's the sub account level. So I'm going to go through and click on reselling. This is the resell option that you can have at the sub account level. Now, if you take a look at this resell AI, I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit here and center this. So right now you see over here, this is what the price is, but over here, deploy AI employee directly. Use this option if you're offering AI as part of your offer and wish to bill your client externally, meaning instead of charging them $197 a month for whatever your software subscription is, you're charging them $397 a month to include AI employee and the software. So you see what I mean? You've actually got the cost of the software built in and your profit as well. So if you're going to do that, you want to check this box. I'm not going to do that because this is kind of a pain to turn it off, but I agree to enable AI employee. And when you do this, basically at this point, the agency, the agency owner, are now being billed $97 a month for this sub account. Now, again, you can include this as part of your package, but you're being billed $97, and that you just need to make sure you recoup your cost or charge them whatever else there is. But it just doesn't involve your client going through and configuring their credit card and stuff like that from that option that we just saw when we went through the AI agent. So those are a couple different ways that you can get this voice AI agent set up to do rebilling. I just simply wanted to let you know, because a lot of people don't know the two different options that you could use or deploy whenever you're doing this. And you know me, I like to be thorough. I like to help you out. So if you learned something from that, if that was pretty cool, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification right now before we move on to the next thing. I'm giving you about 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, well, now we're on. So we're going to move forward here, back into settings, back into voice agents. And right now the agent is turned on. It's ready to go, and it will start responding to phone numbers. Now, this is one thing that I want to make sure that you don't do. Okay. Highlevel has multiple different phone system configuration setups. Inside of the phone number, you could forward the number, you could do ring groups, you could do IVR system, you could do things like that other than using the voice AI agent. One of the things I want to make sure you're not doing, do not have a live and active IVR workflow set up inside of your sub account, because if that's true, the IVR system, for whatever reason, is like the highest priority. It will not let AI agent answer the phone. It will go directly into the IVR system. No matter what you configure, if IVR is configured, set up, and that workflow is published, just put it in draft mode, save it. But if the IVR is turned on, then this isn't going to work, and that can be a pain for you. So just remember that if you already have that set up here. So right now what I've got is I've got another sub account right now pulled up, and I'm going to sit back and make a call, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here. So let's go ahead and make a phone call to the AI agent and just see what happens here. Exciting. Here we go.
Call will be recorded for quality purposes.
Record it. Yep.
Hey, you have reached Digi Global Agency. How can I help you today?
I'm looking to have a website built.
Great. I can help get you started with that. Could I
Right.
have your name, please?
Sure. Rayodaniel.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your name is Rayodaniel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome, Ray. You please provide your email address so we can contact you.
Sure. No problem. Ray@gmail.com.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your email address is ray@gmail.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Could you also share your address, please?
No, thank you. I don't want to.
No worries, Ray. Lastly, could you tell me a bit more about what you're looking for in your website?
Sure. I really don't have one right now, and I know I need one in order to answer client calls and to get more customers. So I'm getting some quotes and estimates to get a website built.
Great. We'll have a team member reach out to you with more information and help you get started. Thanks for sharing, Ray. If there's anything else, feel free to let me know.
Nope. That's all I need.
Great. Thanks for reaching out, Ray. We will be in touch soon. Have a fantastic day.
All right. Bye-bye. So again, you probably heard that from several different things, just going through. That's a standard. That's like out of the box, how it responds directly and so forth. So let's go through and do a little bit more advanced configuration, because right now, one of the things that people want to have questions about is, number one, can the voice AI agents schedule appointments? No, it cannot. At least not right now. It can't go through and access the calendars and share it and do the same type of things that conversation AI can do. Now, speaking of that, this is where voice AI cannot access any of the training or learning that you configured in conversation AI. It cannot access that yet. So again, if you train, let's just say you've got the conversation AI trained and it's pointed and you've got it all trained up and be able to answer all the questions. It would be great if the voice AI can pull from that database when somebody's on a live call and respond back. But right now they don't have that connection. It's not there yet. So I just want to make sure that you knew that's not there. So, but one of the things that you can do though, is that there are some workarounds, and I'm not going to get into super details of this. I'll just let you know whenever we get into some of the advanced configuration here. Let's open this back up. Now I'm going to go to the agent goal, and I'm going to go and switch this to advanced mode. Now, when we get to advanced mode, this is where it really comes down to doing chat GPT prompts and, configuring the prompts and stuff like that. So if you're really good at that, then great. If you're not, you might need some help on it. So right now, this is where some of the things that we've got. One of the things that I'm going to switch back here real quick to basic mode. Checking these boxes right here was important, because when we switch to advanced mode, if we look here, this contact field already has these fields configured. That's why I wanted you to check them. Even if you're going to be doing advanced mode, check them before you switch to advanced mode, because then it creates this for you automatically and just saves you time. So you don't have to go back and create all of these fields yourself here. But basically the address, name, and email address, these are all fields that's going to be connected and mapped to inside of the voice AI. And you just don't have to configure it if you don't want to. Now, some of the other cool things that are here that you could do here is, number one, a call transfer. This is pretty cool. So right now, this is where, again, if you have an action name, just give it a name. Let's call this something like, transfer to manager or transfer to supervisor. How many people here ever work in a call center and just like, let me speak to your supervisor or manager or owner or something like that? So right now I don't want it to go anywhere here, but when should the call take place? Now, this is where it gives you an example here. The example is if the user wants to talk to a manager or business owner. Perfect. So, you could just say, if the user, again, we'll just use that. So, I mean, that was perfect. I don't need to retype this. So if the user wants to talk to a manager, business owner, supervisor, whatever it is, those keywords are what the AI bot looks for, before it transfers it. So what to say before transferring? Well, this is whatever you want it to say. Okay, thank you. I heard what you said. Please hold as I transfer you to the manager or transfer your call. Something like that. This is what you say down here, and then the call gets transferred over. Now, for the purposes of this, I'm not going to go into doing call transfers and stuff like that. I just want to help you understand what this thing can do and how it can actually transfer a call. So right now, that's pretty cool that you're going to actually transfer calls. Or if you sit back and let's just say you want to build this for, let's just say I used a car dealership before. So when you do car dealership, typically there's two departments to a car dealership: sales and then service, right? Or parts, or whatever you want to call it. So right now, this would be a great thing. This is like action name could be transfer to parts department. Here's the phone number. And then when should the transfer takes place? Whenever the user asks for the parts department or the parts manager or somebody in the parts department. That's it. And then here it is. Please wait while I transfer you to the parts department. Boop. And then the AI agent will then transfer you to another number, which will then call back in the parts department and then transfer the call over there. Sound good? So it can do stuff like that as well. So that is pretty cool. Now, one of the things I do want to sit back and say is triggering a workflow. This right here, again, is one of the other things that you can actually do. And you have to kind of test this, but can the AI bot actually create an appointment? No. But could you create a workflow that's triggered when somebody says, I'd like to schedule an appointment, or I'd like to book I have a technician come out or something like that? Then you can have a workflow fire that actually would send a text message out with a booking link to a calendar online or something like that. Or at least if the department has an online booking calendar or something like that. Or again, if it's, book an appointment, maybe there's another person that actually that does all the appointment booking. So instead of doing a workflow, you can sit back and do a call transfer and transfer that to the person who makes appointments in the office. So you see what I mean? So there are some things that you could do, workarounds and things like that to help you out with being able to schedule appointments depending upon what resources are available in the business. So hopefully you got that. That was just something I wanted to be able to give you. Now, one of the other things here, let me pull this up here. What if here we want to ask for additional information? Okay. So I'm going to be kind of silly here. Notice that because these are all the instructions, but notice down here, where was it? So right now I'm trying to find the header. Okay. Script instructions for inbound calls. Like this is what it is. Again, request the caller's name, ask for the caller's name. So this is the instructions that the ChatGPT is giving to actually request the information. So great. They're going to do the name, the email address. Let's just say this is where you can have it, say the name out and things like that. This is why it does that. Request the caller's address. Now, right now, before I'm understanding the reason for the call, before you actually do that, depending upon where you want to insert your questions, you can do it before or after, but I'm just going to sit back and let's just do it after. So I'm going to come here and I like to keep things organized here. So this is number 4. I'm going to do number 5 and I'm going to paste this. Let's just say that you're trying to sit back and see if this particular client has, receptionists that work in their office or somebody that answers the phone. Because if not, then you want to potentially sell them the same service that you're using, the AI employee for the voice AI system, so they can sit back and never miss a phone call again, right? So here's something that I created, just threw together. It's, steal it if you want to, but you can ask other questions here. So I've got it. I'm going to read it. Make sure to ask the caller the following question before ending the call. Do you have a receptionist that answers the call for your company? If the answer to this question is no, then ask this follow-up question. Would you be interested in our AI service that will answer calls and gather lead information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? So do you see how that is? So that right there could be another call or another question, sorry, that you actually ask inside of this. And you can sit back and we could kind of be goofy here. I'm going to come back and do 6. What is your astrological sign? Just try to be funny here, but I'm sure you probably never heard voice AI say something like that. So right now we can simply ask this, and because we're on 6, I'm just going to rename this to 7, and then call conclusion, rename this to 8 because I like to be tidy. So right now, this is kind of what we've got, and I'm going to click save. And we're just trying to have fun here. I'm trying to show you the example of just, how easily you can do this. Now, here's the problem with gathering more data right now, okay? The problem is that with these particular fields, the voice AI agent can't map these directly into the contact record, even if you have a custom field. So right now you can ask that and the information will reside in the call log or the transcript of it, but somebody will have to review that, the calls that you get to see if somebody is interested. You see what I mean? So yes, you can ask, but at the same point, you can't record it. So it's not quite there yet. So let's go ahead and try this out and see, have some fun, and just be kind of goofy about this. So let's see here. Dialing. Here we go.
It can be recorded for quality purposes. The HDG Global Agency. How can I help you today?
I need to have a website built, please. I need an estimate.
A team member will reach out to you with an estimate. Could I get your name, please?
Sure, Rayodaniel.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your name is Rayodaniel. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Great, Ray. Could you please provide your email address so we can contact you?
Sure, ray@gmail.com.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your email address is ray@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Could you also share your address, please?
No, thank you. I don't want to.
No worries, Ray. What's the main issue or feature you're looking for in your website?
Well, right now, I don't have a website at all, and I need one in order to get more customers.
Got it. We'll make sure someone reaches out to help you get started with your website. Do you have a receptionist that answers calls for your company?
No, I don't have a receptionist. No.
Would you be interested in our AI service that answers calls and gathers lead information 24/7?
Sounds interesting. Sure, somebody can call me about that.
We'll have someone reach out to you about that as well. By the way, what's your astrological sign?
I'm a Libra.
A Libra. Known for being balanced and fair. Thanks for sharing that. We'll be in touch soon. Have a great day, Ray.
Thank you. So you saw that was kind of funny because, then the AI agent actually picked up what they signed and kind of threw in some little commentary that I didn't even program. But anyway, you kind of get the point. If you do advanced mode, you can add a few more questions in there and things like that to be able to sit back and have that information sent to you. Now, if you wanted to, you can sit back and come here to the bottom here and say receive email notifications of this. So you get an email. And let's just say if you want to do this, I'm going to pull these settings up here. So right now, if you turn that on, all the admins in the sub account will automatically, all of them, you can't stop it. All the admins will get an email from the call and the call transcript with it. But if you also want to send it to any particular users or even an outside email address, you can configure that here, which is super cool because this way you can sit back and if you have a VA that their job is to track all this and see if anybody's interested in the receptionist thing for the question that they ask, then you can simply look that over and see. Now, one of the other cool things here, if you come over to call logs, so here is another place where you can, if you don't want it emailed, you can simply come over here and just look, here's my calling. Here's the time that happened. I'm going to click on transcript and here we go. This is a whole transcript of what this is with responses and so forth over here. So this is something that again, the VA or somebody else can go through and deal with. So right now, no, I don't have a receptionist. And then right now, oh, sounds good. Sure. Somebody can contact me. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Now in the future, when Highlevel integrates this, maybe with like a custom field or something like that, then you could do something like that. But anyway, that's pretty cool. And that's sort of voice AI real quick in a hurry. I know we spent a little bit more time on that, but that seems to be a really hot topic with all of these features here in AI employee. So now I'm going to move down here. Let's go down to the next one here, funnel and website AI. So here I'm going to come through and by the way, guys, if I didn't answer any of your questions here, leave me a comment with the question and I'll try to get back to you over there. So again, try to do that. And sorry, I always forget to say that, but let's go here to the funnels and the website. I just want to show you, if you click on new funnel, you do get this option where you get a blank, you get to use the funnel AI. This is again in beta, and then from templates that you can always, that you always used to have. Now, if you come over here to websites and you click on new website, notice that I don't believe they've got the beta in for the website builder for AI yet. Otherwise, you probably see it right here in the middle. We just have from blank or from templates. So right now, if you did want to build a funnel, we can go ahead and just show you how that works. Click on this, click continue, name of the business. Let's just say Digi Global Marketing Agency. Let's give it a little bit more information here for the AI to use. Select an industry. So here, if we come in and just do, maybe if I could spell right, marketing, I guess, I know they'll always go for, that's funny. We'll just do internet marketing service. It just came up here. It came up with like a Chinese market or something like that. That's funny. But let's just do, here we go, marketing agency. So we'll do that and click next. I'm looking for this business to generate more leads. Which way do you want to do this? Get more appointments, showcase your services. Of course, if you're going to be doing this, you want to be able to get more leads, but you could also come here and say sell products and services. If you are that type of person, maybe you're in this kind of case, if you're a coach, then you might want to sit back and sell products and services like your coaching courses and things like that. But for right now, as a marketing agency, we definitely want to be able to get more leads, but let's just say get more appointments for this one. Now, the content should be what? What kind of tone should we have for this one? Friendly, conversational. This is where, again, you probably should be familiar with this. These are very natural and same type of settings for inside of AI for all the different tones of writing and things like that. So let's sit back and just be, let's just be humorous. Do something different. So again, we got 4 or 5 free funnels remaining. You'll be charged 99 cents after 5 free generations. So again, you get to use it 5 times. And then after that, they charge you $1 per each one of them. But let's go ahead and click on this. And right now, let this process run. Okay. So right now, overall, I know we kind of edited the video a little bit here to kind of not have you go through that wait process, but that was about a minute. That took about a solid minute, maybe a little bit more to get this created. But here is the basic funnel that it goes through and creates. Now, for this, I definitely would say probably if you're going to be building a funnel to do something like this, if you don't already have a pre-built funnel that you can use, because right now for $1, it's going to take you at least that long to sit back and physically put all of these components in place. Now, one of the things that really this thing consists of, if you take a look here, if you look at elements, these section templates here, that comes in there. Again, this isn't about the website design. I have a whole other video if you're interested in the website builder on my YouTube channel. So you go take a look at that. But these section templates and things like this is really what the AI is using to build this. I mean, these section templates and things like that, even some of these pre-built sections like welcome, about, testimonials. So it's just taking some of these and then putting them all together basically in this. But I mean, for $1, just to get this thing done, created, but you don't really get a whole lot of options. But for this, this is kind of what you get. And I at least wanted to walk through and show it to you. The one thing I think that's kind of interesting about this, we said get more appointments. It does have book a consultation now, but if we sit back and look this up and took a look at it here, I don't think this connected with anything like it. Yeah. So it didn't really, even though it put book consultation now for like book an appointment, something like that, it still didn't connect the calendar and stuff like that for it. So you still have to kind of do all that, but you get the point. At least with Funnel AI, it's able to build this and create things and create the copy and stuff like that for you here. So that right there is just something that if you haven't been through that process, you don't have to waste one of your funnel AIs. I'm happy to waste one of mine and the demo and show it to you. So perfect, no problem at all here. Let's go through here. And again, the website AI is not out. So right now, let's go ahead and look at the reviews AI. So if we come down here to reputation, and if we come over here to settings, this right here is sort of the reviews AI section. This is pretty cool. This does not take a whole lot. I mean, this thing literally takes, just a few, like a minute, 2 minutes max to configure with this, but this is really nice. Now, if you're not sure what Reviews AI, or if you've never heard of it before, Reviews AI integrates with your Google Business Profile. And every time, well, first of all, a couple of things that need to be done first here. You need to integrate your Google Business Profile with your sub account. Number one, that should be part of your onboarding step if it's not. Once that's actually connected and you actually have a connection to Google Business Profile, now you can sit back and all of the information here should start populating here as far as requests, the reviews that you have on your site. Now, this is a demo site. This demo site does not have a Google Business Profile, so that's why nothing is showing up. But if you did, once you connect that to Google Business Profile, then Highlevel will actually generate a review link for you. So that review link will actually be configured and actually set up right here in this review link. Now, I don't have it, but if you say get reviews from Google, if I selected this, then this right here, they would already have a pre-built little link that you could use and so forth. But Reviews AI, to kind of get back to that, once you actually have a review and that review is entered by somebody, then the review, because your Google Business Profile is integrated with the sub account, Highlevel says, hey, we got a new review. Now, if you wanted to, you can actually, there's a workflow trigger that you can actually do that if you want to do something cool with the workflow on top of the Review AI. If you want to let people know or do something like that, that's something else that you could do just to let you know. But for right now, the Reviews AI is where you can use AI to automatically respond to that review request from Google. Now, if you're really doing a good job and you're selling reputation management and these customers, let's just say you're dealing with somebody that does 5 customers a day. So over the course of 5 days, that's 25 customers in a week. Let's just say that you're good and that you've got a 50% turn rate. I'm just throwing out a number here. So out of 50%, that's like 12 and a half. Let's just call it 13. You get 13 Google reviews every week. So that, in a sense, this right here is 13 reviews that you don't have to go reply to that review. But if you don't, Google kind of in their algorithm lowers your score a little bit on the Google Business Profile, because what they see their customers are using their system to leave you a review, but you are not using their system to respond to the customers, which tells Google that you're not using the platform. So this is where responding to these requests really shows Google that you're able to do stuff and you respond in a timely manner, like how long it takes you to respond. So anyway, the Reviews AI was built to use AI to automatically respond and build a custom message based upon the person who left it, the information contained in the review, and things like that. So let's just take a quick look here. I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit. You can move this off suggestions, or right now it doesn't really do any good unless you really put this thing into auto responses. That way it's completely contained. As soon as you get a review, then these settings will fire and the review reply will be left and the owner doesn't need to do anything. You can literally build a completely automated reputation management system where the company doesn't have to do anything, whether to send out reviews, things like that, or even respond to reviews. So that's pretty cool. So right now, here's some of the sources. These sources are just going to be your Google and your Facebook. Those are the only 2 platforms right now that actually have reviews that are connected to Highlevel. So you could choose one, you could choose both. Either one of them is up to you. So, but right now, auto responses to what? Let me go ahead and blow this up a little bit. I know it's kind of hard to see, but what do you want to leave an auto review for? So 5 stars and above. Well, there's nothing above 5 stars when I mean being silly. 4 stars and above, 3 above, 2. So what point should they auto respond to this? Okay. So let's just say if you want to do auto response to 5 stars only. Okay. So here's one of the things that you need to sit back and look at is that it does 5 stars only. Then if somebody leaves a 5-star review, then this will automatically generate a response and send it. But what this will not do, it will not let you know if somebody left a 2-star review and it didn't respond. It won't let you know that. Okay. So this is where I mentioned earlier about having a trigger and a workflow where you can sit back and look at these, at least eyeball them, because if somebody leaves you a bad review, then you want to sit back and know about it. But this review AI system just simply, you configure it and then it just runs. So this is where this is. So here we'll do 5 stars above. Let's just say we're not that picky. We'll do 4. 4 stars and above. Wait time, how long should we wait for this? Let's just do 2 hours. And then one of the things that you do get, one of the options you get inside of this review manager, you don't get the option of choosing any of the response templates. That's automatically done using the review AI process, but you can actually put a footer, meaning once the review AI actually generates a message to go to the review to reply back, it will also add a footer or something at the bottom specifically to you that you can just simply put in there, and it will do that every single time as well. So this is where you would put that, and then this would be your response to every people that leave a review as well. So that's really it. Once you set that up and you simply come down here, goodness here, I've got this thing is just kind of stuck here. So give me a second. So once you do this, then here it is. Again, you've got this upgrade to unlimited. This is where you get the $127 a month. If it's a part of your package and you already went to the sub account and said the agency will do this, then you don't even have this option. This thing doesn't even show up here. So anyway, these are the settings inside of Review AI. That's how it is. It's pretty straightforward and easy. Let's go ahead and take a look and move on to the next one. Okay, so now we've got Conversation AI. So let's hop in and take a look at Conversation AI. So here, I'm sorry, if we go into settings and we come into Conversation AI, now they don't have, I know Conversation AI, if you don't know, here a few months ago, they actually upgraded to version 2. Well, they used to have Conversation AI and then Conversation AI version 2 on the menu options, and now they got rid of the other one. And now they just have this sort of standard Conversation AI, and you're just using version 2 right now. Now, one of the things I did is personally, whenever I had this appointment booking bot and this general support bot, here's some of the things here. Again, I'm going to go over this fairly quickly, just as an overview. If you're interested, I've got several videos on Conversation AI, how to configure it and so forth for it. And I even have some snapshots for certain industries that you can actually use and target, like auto detailing, landscapers, HVAC, real estate agent, and I think one more. I'm drawing a blank on it, but that's all a part of my free course. So if you want to have my snapshots, if you're already a member of my SaaS Jumpstart course, which by the way is free, the link is in the description, then sign up for it. Once you log into the community, all you have to do is go to the learning tab and all the snapshots are there for you to download. I hope you enjoy them. So now back to here. I'd much rather build some of these myself, because right now, when I first started working with this, especially the version 2, I had a problem with some of these bots not being able to change the primary one to another one or something like that. So right now, what I'm going to do here, and it won't even let me delete it. Great. So let's go ahead and just create a bot then. So right now we got a general Q&A, appointment booking, or start from scratch. What is it that you want to do? Like for Conversation AI, there are, let's just see if I can open up one that's already here so I can at least show you here. So inside of the booking bot here, you've got several channels that this thing can monitor. Now, that the voice AI monitors the phone calls and the phone number coming in, okay? But what it does not do, it does not sit back and control some of these other channels that we see here. So the channels right here that's controlled by the Conversation AI bot are here in the drop-down list. So you have Instagram, Facebook, SMS, or again, if you're not using the voice AI, you just want to use the missed call text back, that does an SMS communication. So yeah, once that thing replies, you can have, when somebody uses the missed call text back and they go, hey, sorry, we missed your phone call. With that, again, I don't see a lot of people continue to use the missed call text back, because I think the voice AI is really going to take over for that. And so I personally just think the missed call text back feature is going to become one of those features that are not really used, or not really used very much as it was, because you have this other cool tool that's much, much better. And I think Highlevel is going to focus on generating and building up that AI. But here are all the channels that the Conversation AI monitors. Now, again, it doesn't monitor phone numbers. So this is where you have two AI systems with different purposes. So the voice AI, again, monitors the phone, answers incoming calls, gathers lead information and context, executes workflows, or does things like that. But what happens if somebody texts your company directly? What if they send you a text message? What if somebody communicates with you on Facebook or Instagram and sends you a message, like goes to your Facebook page and they go, hey, let's just say this is a DigiGlobal agency, and they go to the Facebook page, which by the way, I don't have one here, so I can't connect this. But just if they go to your Facebook page saying, hey, I would like to get an estimate for a website, can you help me? So when you do that, this is where the Conversation AI can read this particular Facebook channel, read it, and then respond back based upon the programming that you're actually going to program it. So right now, these are, again, all the channels that you can use. Pick whatever you want. Here in some of the settings, we've got just the settings for the company, which you just put in the business name. For autopilot, this is like wait time that you want to do before responding. This is way too high for me. I mean, can you imagine sending, like on a website or text message, and somebody sends something to you, and then it takes 2 minutes to respond back? That's a good, by 2 minutes, you're closing the app and you're going to Facebook or, TikTok or something like that, and probably scrolling. waiting for somebody to reply back to you. So right now you might want to break this stuff down. And I don't think people really personally mind if they know it's an AI bot, kind of thing responding, because as long as it gives them the information, sends them the information, what do people really care? If they wanted to speak to a human, they would call. So right now, this is either texting, coming across the website, using one of those channels, Facebook, something like that. So you might want to make this like, 30 seconds, 30-second response time to wait, or even faster. Now, ultimately, this right here, maximum number of messages, meaning how many back and forths do you want this thing to use? So at some point, remember, like in the voice AI bot, I said 5 minutes. After that, the initial setting, it cuts off. Here, there is no timer. It's just a matter of messages. So however long those messages take, 10 minutes, 10 messages, that's it. And then this system stops. So hopefully whatever you're trying to accomplish can be done inside of 10 messages back and forth. And then when you do that, send the bot to sleep when you send a message manually, or goes into, if you want to execute a workflow. So that's just a timeout for that. Now, one of the great things about this, go ahead and click save. So one of the things about this bot training here is this is where, again, you can sit back and point this to somebody's website. So right now, if we do have this right here, let's just see, Digi Global Agency, not the blog, but here, again, I think this is just a basic, site. But it's at least something. So right now, if I wanted to, I can copy this web link, come back in here and just say, okay, for the web crawler, I want you to go to this website and get data. So right now what it's doing is you're training it. It's going out to the website and gathering all the information that you have. Keep in mind, if you have a bunch of frequently asked questions regarding this, it's going to pull all those frequently asked questions in, the questions and answers, and know all that too. So if you also have, like, besides the website, one of the things I also recommend is building like a good FAQ document. So if you have a document like that, this is something that you could build for a client, or if you're building it for, a marketing agency, maybe you have all of your services included, what that is, what your costs, what your prices are, or not necessarily what a price is, but, hey, what would it take for a custom website? Well, we'd have to get more detail specifics. So you might not have a price, but you would at least have an answer to somebody about how you would go through and estimate building a website, because since that's what we keep wanting to do. But right now, this is just a way of training the bot and getting this completely updated and training. Now, one of the things you can do that's pretty cool, this over here to the right is where you can actually test your bot. So you can actually, without being charged. So this is one of those ones where if you go to the website and you start going through your live chat widget or texting back and forth, you're using the replies back. It does cost you every time you do this, unless you've got the unlimited package with AI employees. So here's one of those ones where you can just simply come through and just say, let me test the bot, see what it's like, and fix any problems I end up having. And if you want to, you can always come down here at the bottom and add custom bot responses. This is where you can add a Q&A. So you can just simply come down and say, here's the question, here's the answer, if the bot doesn't know it. But let's just say maybe the service adds a new service or new product or something like that. You can update the Google Sheet, or you can come down here and add a specific response. But that's all you need to do, and now the bot's trained. So right now, I'm actually surprised. This typically doesn't take this long, but I'm just going to let this thing go and come over to the bot goals. So here's where you sit back and do a little bit more on your prompt. So again, this right here is pretty much right out of the box. Now, I'm not going to go through in this particular example and test this, but right now, just understand whenever you go through the bot settings, anytime you go through these channels, and keep in mind the suggested mode isn't the auto mode. If you really want this to completely automatically respond to people in real time and requests, you need to put this into the autopilot mode in order for this to really respond back. But if you trust, well, first of all, if you train the bot well and you trust it, then this is where you should be able to let this thing go, answer questions, and then simply come back and look and see how things were going a little bit later on to gauge the effectiveness of this particular bot. So anyway, that's pretty much what you need to do to configure the conversation AI. And again, that works on all 5 of the channels. Right now, one of the things that I'm just a personal fan, I don't like this chat widget, the SMS chat. I don't like that because right now it requires people to fill out their name, their phone number, or something like that, and then the message, and then they click send, and then it's like it's gone. It's almost like, well, when am I supposed to hear back? Versus the live chat, where now you pop up and you get a live prompt and you can type something in, and then the bot, the bot responds back, and it's more of a real-time response. So this is something, me personally, that I like. I do like coming in here and using the live chat channel whenever I can for this, but you be whatever you want to be. If you want to use that particular chat widget, that's going to be up to you. But anyway, this is how you would configure the conversation AI and get this thing set up and configured. And again, it would monitor all of those channels as well. So right now, again, just moving on, we've got content AI. I'm just going to show you an example of this real quick. I've already got something over here, so let me hop in here and show you. If I come here to my blogs, I do have a particular blog site here already set up, and I've got this high level software article that I've written. And I actually used the conversation, the content AI feature here to do this. Now, content AI has been around for a while. That was one of the first AI systems that High Level implemented with being able to create images and then create text messages and so forth. So here's basically the article that I wrote, and I want to show you some of the prompts rather than having to go through and create all this stuff here. Because I know the video is getting a little bit longer. But here, if we click on these little buttons, we come down here to the content AI little robot looking thing, and it opens up. I'm going to blow this up a little bit here. Notice that I've already got this done here. It's a section. We've got the title for this is going to be best high level features. And for this, if you take a look, just write an 800-word article about the top 10 features of high level software using their website, GoHighlevel.com as a reference. So it'll go out, maybe look at the GoHighlevel website and pull some of that stuff into the article. The goal of this article is to get people to sign up for the software using my affiliate link at rayodaniel.com. So this is what I was doing. Keywords I put in there: marketing, increase sales, reduce expenses. And then I was trying to use the writing tone of persuasive. So I'll show you what this looks like. But ultimately, after doing that, this is what it produced here. It produced, and I did 2 variations here. I don't know if it says, well, doesn't say how many, but I did 2 variations. So this is one of them that it creates here. And then the second one down here at the bottom. So this is how that works. And again, you always have this little upgrade thing right here to upgrade it. But right now, if you wanted to and just say generate new content, this is what you end up getting. So this is what I filled out. This is the screen that you're going to get, and you're going to type in the content for the title, what you want, a prompt about what do you want it to generate, add some keywords to include in there, the writing tone. Again, keep in mind, we can change any of the tone. I just chose persuasive. And then a number of variations. I did have 2 here. You can do more or less if you wanted to. And then length of the content. This is like how large do you want it to be? So I just chose large here, and this is what it generated. So all of the text down here, discover the top 10 features that will skyrocket your marketing efforts. And the content AI literally wrote all of this right here. So this is a blog article I could create literally just in a few minutes by doing the content AI feature. And then I had it come through and create this nice little puppy right here. So if we want to, we can come over here and click on here. Now, here's one of the things about content AI that you're going to find. Whenever you want the content AI text version, meaning generating text and copy and things like that, you're going to be using this little robot looking icon. That's the universal thing. Now, it could be in different locations if you want to. And I have a whole other video on the content AI to show you where it's added all the different places inside of High Level. Check out the video on my website, but I'm just trying to quickly show you here. But for the image, you do have to go to the image button inside of each one of them. This is sort of where they embedded the AI image creation, is inside of the image button itself. So right now it looks kind of like, well, where is it? Where do you copy? Where do you create the AI image? Well, you have to click on this little button right here. And then from here, this is where you get upload from media library or create using the AI image. So this is kind of how they embed it. If I do the create from AI image, these are the 2 that I did. I said description, create a cute puppy wearing a t-shirt with the words sign up for High Level. And then I put the style of dreamlike. So right now, I don't know if you could look at this, sign up for High Level, and you really can't see the shirt, but I thought it'd be kind of cute. For a blog article, just have a little puppy that says sign up for High Level, something like that. How can you resist that, right? So anyway, that is the content AI, and it's integrated with not only the blog, but you can integrate it in with, it's kind of sucking it, integrated with the social planner, with email templates. I mean, literally, it's in any place that you could write. You can actually use it inside of the funnels, inside of your websites to generate AI copy. All of that stuff's available. And again, I show you where all those things are and how to access it and do all of it in the other video on my channel. As a matter of fact, I'll link it and put a card on this video here for that as well. So you can access that. So that is the content AI feature here. And again, now we're dealing with the workflow AI. So let's click over here. We're going to go into automation. Here, we're going to come into the workflow AI right here. This is just the example that I had. This is just a blank workflow, nothing in it. But right now, one of the things that you're going to notice here is that we've got this nice little workflow AI. And it really, the purpose of that is just to kind of help you understand, if you're not very familiar or techie with workflows, about how to build them. And then more importantly, if you do have a workflow, it'll tell you, what the hell does this thing do? I don't know. So right now, I'm going to go and show one feature of it here. And then I'm going to go describe this workflow. I'm going to go find another workflow that's populated to use the describe workflow because there's nothing here. So right now with the assist with building a workflow, if you click on this, it goes into things like, let me blow this up. What is a trigger? What is an action? I'm hoping you guys know at least what that is. A trigger is something that starts a workflow, an action or event that starts the workflow. And then an action is something that happens inside one of the steps inside of the workflows. So right now, if you wanted to, let's just say, I want to build a nurture sequence with 10 emails being sent out once every week for the next 10 weeks. How do I do that? So kind of put it in there. I got my little transcription on so I can just speak into it instead of having to type. So right now, ultimately what this thing does is it tries to help you. So if you tell it what you're trying to do or what you're trying to look for, then what it'll do will analyze your stuff and then actually break it down into a series of steps that hopefully people will be able to sit back and utilize and execute once it actually returns it. So right now I can help you creating the automation. Let's see, to build a nurture sequence with, let me blow this up. To build a nurture sequence with 10 weeks, weekly emails over the next 10 weeks, you can follow the steps. Trigger, decide what trigger you want. Send email action. So it's telling you that's the action that you need to send. Send emails, details, craft your email content and so forth. Put a wait step. So after sending each email, add a wait step for 1 week, 7 days to pause before sending the next one. Again, that's a good step, right? So it's actually showing you, put a send, you're doing a send email action, then you're doing a wait step, then you're sitting back and cloning send email and wait step. So you could just take that whole thing, clone it, paste, clone, paste all the way down and do it, whatever, 10 times. And now you've got 10 emails all the way down that you just need to customize. So this is pretty cool. It's just, I know it's in beta right now. So pull this back down. So if you do kind of do this, one of the things you could do if you wanted to, click on this little button right here to download it. Or if you want to just sit back and start all over again, you can click this button and just say clear chat. And then it'll clear it. But yeah, of course I'm having problems with, every time I sort of blow this up, my browser kind of freaks out a bit. So I'm just trying to scale back out. So right now what I want to do is I want to kind of go back and let's just pick out this. Let's just see Chat GPT Multibot. Great. This is a complicated one. So this is like multiple triggers, conditions. You've got multiple, this is like, this is an example that I use if you want to have a multi-bot where one workflow controls all the communications from all the different channels coming through and having it all built into one. It's kind of crazy and complicated, but I'm going to click on this and then click describe this workflow. So right now what it's going to do here for the workflow AI is read it and try to sit back and at least tell you what this workflow is doing. So if you ever, for instance, get a workflow in a snapshot and you don't know what it is, or if it's long and complicated, rather than going through and looking at every step, maybe you could come in here to the workflow AI and just say, what does this thing do? So analyze the workflow. Here's the breakdown. The trigger is when a customer replies through missed call text back, chat widget, SMS, all these other ones. The workflow checks the customer's message, where it came from with specific conditions. And then for each message for these, it generates, and you see what I'm saying? It breaks it down and makes it very easy for you to be able to read versus looking at it and trying to analyze that yourself. So the workflow AI, for those people who are not very techy, can at least help you understand what the workflows do, especially if they're built by somebody else or something like that. So you can quickly look at it without having to go through and analyze everything in here, because that could be kind of time consuming. But you get the point. Workflow AI is a benefit. It is still in beta. So that's something else that you sit back and you need to think about. That's only going to get better and better. But right now, that's all the components here for the AI employee. All of that is what you get for the $97 a month. You get unlimited of all of those. Otherwise, you do have to pay for every time you execute something in the workflow AI. Just like with content AI, you have to pay per cost of each one of those. And if you take a look, these are the costs right here. So if you do pay per as you go kind of thing, then these are the costs that you actually have. So that workflow assistant, me doing that, probably cost me 10 cents or something like that for this demo that I just did, which isn't bad. But I mean, you get the point. It's going to be charging you something. So I hope you really learned something here in this video. I hope it was like all inclusive to really give you an idea of what AI employee is. How do I configure it? How do I set it up? How do I build this for my client in one of two different ways, whichever way I want to be able to do this. Then I want to sit back and show you how to make money with it, being able to rebuild it, as well as sitting back and explaining each and every component, how it's used, what it's used for, and so forth. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button here. If you are looking to sign up for Highlevel, if you've not already, I've got a 30-day free trial link below. Become an affiliate of mine. Sign up for AI employee with my reference code, rayodaniel, and you become an affiliate. You'll get all my bonuses. You'll get access to me. I'm just here to help you out. Have a great day. Bye-bye.